Hey guys, how's it going? Mario here. Well, making another high point video, guys. As you guys see my previous video in regards to this weapon, I haven't got a chance to take it out yet. Just been really busy at work and stuff. But I just wanted to show you guys that. I think all of us really hate these grips that come with the high point. They're just very slick. It just seems to me like you got to really hold on to the weapon if you're gonna shoot this weapon with the grip that it is. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. Of course, there's other people that do different types of things. Like I saw a video from Miller Guns and Reviews. He decided to put the texture paint on his grips, which was a good idea. I've seen some people do stippling on these grips, but the way they did it, it looked pretty crappy. I mean, just because you have $100 gun doesn't mean you have to treat it like $100 gun. At least that's how I see it. So I just want to show you guys what I did with my other side of the grip here. This is the stippling job that I did on this grip here. I think it came out great. I'm going to show you guys how I did it. It's really very easy to do, and very it is a little bit tedious, but I'm telling you, man, when you see the final product, it looks really good. Uh, Man, I can tell you that it's made a huge difference. And the reason why I decided to go with this compared to maybe some buying some aftermarket stuff, some of the aftermarket stuff for this weapon really is not the greatest in the world. You have obviously the little rubber sleeve that you can put over it, and you have those sticky type of grips, which after a while, if you use this weapon a lot, of course, especially in the summertime, your hands are going to get all sweaty and all kinds of stuff, and then it's going to make a gooey mess in there. So I decided to go with the stippling. I think it came out great. I was very happy with the outcome of it. So I'm going to show you guys how I did this. We're going to do this other side together, and I'm going to show you guys how I did it. Of course, I'm not going to bore you to death. You're not going to see me do the whole thing. I'm just going to show you a partial part of how I did it, and then I'll show you the final product. But my biggest thing is that there's just because it's a cheap gun, there's really good inexpensive ways that you can go about it and getting a nice grip on these high points. And of course, I'm sure you guys have seen stippling jobs done on more high priced weapons. But in reality, I think a lot of people don't give this weapon a lot of love. So I'm just trying to make some videos for it, especially for those that own high points and maybe just want a better grip than what they currently have. So I'll show you guys how I did it, and I'm gonna get it started, and I'll show you the final product, how it got done, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, stay tuned. Okay, guys, so I'm over here in the garage. I apologize for my mess if you guys see a lot of mess in here. It's been crazy. I haven't had a chance to clean the garage here, guys. But I wanted to show you guys. That's pretty much all I bought. I went to Harbor Freight Tools and I bought that 30-watt soldering iron. You see right here, it's already warming up. So I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm doing here. I'm pretty much standing right above the light, and what I'm doing really is just to help me guide myself as I'm doing in the soldering. What you're definitely going to be needing this. I would tell you, don't do this inside your home, by the way, because this plastic is not the greatest, and it is kind of toxic. So you definitely want to be in a well ventilated area and not inside your house, because you're going to smell burnt freaking plastic, and I'm sure it's not a great looking great smell. I tell you that much. So I'm gonna tell you guys, as you guys can see, you see that nice little glare that you get from the gun there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that as a guide as I'm doing my stippling. First, I'm gonna do the outline, and then afterwards, I'm gonna use um, the um, the light to help me make sure I didn't miss any spots. Because as you guys can see here, you don't see that hardly any glare spots, because you really want to make sure you don't miss any spots. Um, Other things that you want to do with the soldering iron. By the way, the soldering iron only cost me $3.99 at Harbor Freight Tools. But what I did is I use a very fine tip soldering iron. I know that there's different types, and you can use all types that are out there. There's some that are they have a kind of like a Sharpie type of. This is more like a Sharpie, but then you have the other one that has kind of like the has an angle on it and all kinds of stuff. So there's all kinds of tips that you can use for the soldering iron. I like to stick to this one here because I can make nice fine craters on the actual grip. And of course, the deeper you go into it, the bigger the crater is going to be. I try not to make them so big because in reality, I just don't. I just don't want the gun looking tacky. But to each his own. So I'm gonna get started with the outline, guys, and I'll show you guys how I do it, and I'll show you guys the final product. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks. All right, guys. So we're gonna get started here. Um, like I tell you, I always like to do the outline first, just because it's easier. Now, if you guys haven't used a soldering iron before, don't worry about it. It takes a little bit of time to get into it. By the way, you guys see that it does have like a little fume that comes out every time. That stuff smells pretty bad, so that's why you guys definitely need a good, well ventilated area. Now, what I'm doing, I'm just starting the outline. Like I tell you, the longer you keep it in there, you're gonna get a bigger crater. So it really depends on you and how you like that. If you want bigger craters on here on your grip, you could definitely do that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but this weapon is doesn't have any ammo in here. I know it kind of sounds stupid telling you guys that now, but take the magazine off, making sure that it looks good and you're nice and safe. You don't have any issues because your grip will get a little bit hot. Of course, you're putting this to the freaking soldering iron. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but if you guys see the stippling is coming in. Now, if you see little glare spots and stuff like that, that's where you kind of missed a spot. So you just got to make sure you go through it again. Like I tell you, I like to go very. I don't like taking too long and putting the soldering iron on the actual grip. I just take a little bit of less than half a second and just take it out. Just go buy another set of grips. So, just something for you guys to think about. Like I tell you, I'm gonna try to get pretty good on stippling first, and then when I feel more comfortable, I'm definitely gonna do it on my uh, obviously more high-end guns that I have. But you know, it's always good to start with this gun because I didn't spend that much money on it. To death as you guys are watching. But I'll show you the finished product and how it looks, and just tell you some of the things to look out for when you guys are doing the stippling. Obviously, you need a well ventilated area, but you also got to keep an eye on your hands on this because this soldering iron gets really hot and it'll burn the crap out of your fingers. So you guys got to make sure you know where this damn tip is at all times. So, all right, guys, let me finish this up and I'll show you guys how it's done. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, I'm halfway through it right now. Kind of things I forgot to mention on this, and I think maybe somebody's gonna call me out on this. Is that how come I didn't sand these things out? In reality, I didn't need to. I mean, these things are pretty smooth as it is, and it does have a little bit of a rough texture. Not a lot, but just a little, and I think that actually helps it with the grip. Like I was telling you guys, I'm making bigger craters here because I just feel you need the bigger grip here on the edges of the actual grip. Um, But it's looking good so far, guys. As you guys can see, I think it took me maybe about 10-15 minutes at the most. And like I tell you, I'm not trying to create big pockets on there. Just mostly on the sides, the craters, just because I feel that it needs. That's where you need a lot of the more of the grip as you're holding the weapon. Um, but yeah, I mean it's looking good. I like the way it's coming out. So let me finish this thing up for you guys, and I'll show you how it looks like towards the end. Okay, guys, so now it's complete. You guys can see it's it's very nice. I like the way it came out, guys. It's got nice little deep pockets in certain areas, especially on the sides where I just feel it needs it more. But like I tell you, man, it just feels so much better in the hand. I'm more confident now with this weapon now that I put the stippling on there. Um, I just feel it's done wonders for the whole gun itself, and it makes it look a little bit nicer. I just think the um, slick grips that it has, I think it's a nice, inexpensive way for you to customize your grips to what you like. And of course, with the stippling, you can do whatever you want. You can make whatever kind of design you want. You can use different tips to get the look that you want for it. But for me, this works, guys, and it's very inexpensive. I can tell you, all I bought was the soldering iron. It cost me $3.99, so I'm very happy with the outcome. Just love the way it came out. So I hope this kind of helps you guys out, and I urge you guys to do the same thing to your gun, especially for the high point guys out there who definitely never get any love. So, all right, guys. So this is my take on stippling the high point. I hope you guys like my video, and like always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And like always, guys, God bless you. God bless the United States of America, and I'm out.